Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
Hold one, Andre.
You're not good at this. Get out. Let me tell you a personal story about Vince McMahon.
You just made the list. Oh my God.
Sorry, no speak English.
Dummy. Goodbye and good night. Hold two, on bar.
It's still real to me, damn it.
Dummy.
This is the worst town I've ever been in.
Hold three, Lamas covered, three-handle family Gradunzel.
Mamma mia!
And now, Unchained.media presents the B Plus Podcast with your host, Greg Unchained.
It's me, Austin. It was me all along, Austin.
Number 4, Armbar.
I will never retire.
I still got 200 more. I got 200 more holes to list.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the B Plus Podcast. I'm your host, Greg Unchained. Today is Wednesday. You know what that means. It's time for the King of Sportscast. King of Sportscast is our weekly chat where we sit down and we talk about Ring of Honor, New Japan Pro Wrestling, CMLL and Revpro, all part of what we call the King of Sports universe, mostly spearheaded by New Japan Pro Wrestling, and they're definitely the most exciting one to be talking about this week. Joining me, as ever, for King of Sportscast, Big Boy Mikey. How are you, big boy?
Going big, buddy. Going big.
Yeah, are you getting excited for this weekend, man? We're all heading down to Melbourne.
Big boy's excited. Big boy is excited for this weekend. It's going to be fun.
What about the missus? Is the missus as excited as you are? Or is she begrudgingly coming along?
She's more excited for Sunday, post-wrestling day, but that's okay. That's okay.
Right.
She'll enjoy herself. Like, I'll sing some drinks into her, and that she'll be fine.
I'm sure the WWE show is going to be a lot of fun. Like that's one thing that they're really good at is entertaining the masses.
Oh, that's
so,
right. That's what I said to her. I said, during the day we're going to see some decent wrestling and have some fun, and then at night you'll see a little bit of decent wrestling and you get a bit of a show. Like that's
yeah. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a 20-minute charity segment.
Mate,
that's for view for the WWE universe.
Yeah.
We'll do that later.
my wife's more excited for Botch Bella, so that's fine. But anyway, moving on.
She's a Bella's fan, right? Absolutely. Yep. Okay, moving on. That's not what this is about. This is about King of Sports universe. Let's start it off with, I think we'll close with New Japan Pro Wrestling because the stuff that's happening in New Japan Pro Wrestling at the moment is very exciting. We're heading towards Kings of Pro Wrestling and the pace is picking up. Even the people who a couple of weeks ago were like, everything's crappy right now, are finally starting to get on board. So let's start with Ring of Honor.
Yeah, Death Before Dishonor. It's usually one of the bigger cards. How'd it go?
Yeah. Well, this year, I mean, we talked about it last week. There wasn't a lot of hype going into Death Before Dishonor. And I said, but it's Death Before Dishonor. It's normally pretty exciting. I'm sure it'll end up being a good show. And it was a good show, but there's nothing exciting. There's really nothing big, nothing crazy. I'll run through the results. So Kenny King got a win over Jushin Thunder Liger. The Briscoes beat the Addiction while defending their tag team titles. Sumi Sakai successfully defended her Women of Honor World Championship against Tennille Dashwood. Punishment Martinez successfully defended his television title against Chris Sabin. Silas and Bully Ray managed to pull out a victory over Colt Cabana and Flip Gordon in a tag team tables match. Bullet Club defeated Chaos in that big 10-man tag, and Jay Lethal successfully defended his world title against Will Ospreay in a fantastic main event. Now, there's a few things here to talk about. Kenny King, that whole situation is continuing. We've talked about it a few times. He's got that story going on where he is taking Austin Aries' advice, it looks like. Austin Aries has basically told him, you need to play dirty if you want to be successful, and he's sort of taken that on board. And in this match, Liger got hurt, and Kenny King offered him the handshake and lifted him up, and then immediately hit a spine buster and got the win.
I like that type of cheating.
Yeah, so it's a little bit dirty.
Yeah,
a little bit misleading. Very much Ric Flair, dirtiest player in the game type stuff.
Yeah.
And then as he's leaving, he speaks into the camera, directly into the camera, saying, I want to thank Austin Aries. I get it now. I understand.
Yeah, good.
Right? So
So
Kenny King's a heel now, I guess?
Yeah.
So he won't be coming out with pool inflatables anymore, we hope.
No, fair enough.
But,
I think that's great for his character.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. And then, like I said, the Briscoes defeated the Addiction, which I predicted the Addiction would win here. I guess they're going to drag this out till the very last minute. They'll probably win a title in December to keep their contracts going, unless they're looking at leaving with being the Elite guys.
Yeah. Are they all in?
Right, because they're on being the Elite, so maybe it benefits them to go freelance as well.
Yeah. Are they all out or all in? Yeah.
Yeah, so... Yeah, if they turn All In into an actual promotion, I don't know. I don't know if they'll be able to capitalize on maybe if anyone could do it, they could do it.
NWA All In.
Yeah. Moving on, we talked about Sumi Sakai and how I'm a huge fan of Sumi Sakai, but not necessarily the title reign, right? Like it just feels boring, pointless.
Yeah.
And now that it's a world title, I said they need to get it off her, get it onto Tenille Dashwood. What we didn't know is Tenille Dashwood is injured.
She is.
So, yes. So she has a shoulder injury that she's been working with for 6 months. She's decided to go under the knife to get it fixed, so she's going to be out for a while. She has signed a new contract with Ring of Honor, though. So she's officially contracted to Ring of Honor. Congratulations to Tenille Dashwood.
Yeah, I like that.
A Women of Honor talent. But she needs to take time off to heal her shoulder. And so Sumi Sakai walking out with the win, and then they did a mystery attacker angle later in the show where Tenille was attacked backstage and she was clutching her arm. So she's been written off the story, and Sumi Sakai is still the champion, which, I mean,
yeah.
Madison Rayne just signed a contract, so I think that's where it's going to go next.
Yeah, that sounds fair, but I just hope that Tenille Dashwood doesn't use the American system for shoulder reconstruction. Surely get the poor girl for the Australian medical teams to fix her up, hey? Save her.
Right, yeah, so she take her Women of Honor contract downside and then fly home to Australia and go on the waiting list for the free surgery? Is that...
Yeah, because otherwise it's going to be costing her about $100 bloody grand in the US.
Yeah, well, no word on whether she's coming home for that or not, but you got to think she would. But you never know. If Ring of Honor are paying for... I don't think Ring of Honor pay for surgeries for talent. No. I have no idea. If Ring of Honor are paying for the surgery, then she'll probably be staying over there.
Yeah, exactly.
But, yeah. As for the rest, Punishment Martinez, you'll like this one. So after the match where he defended his title, he looked to continue attacking Chris Sabin with a curb stomp on the chair. And then out comes, this is a great nickname. I love this nickname for him. The Bracket Buster. Of the top prospect. Because he came out and interfered in the top prospect tournament.
Yeah.
Right. Jeff Cobb comes out to face down Punishment Martinez. Jeff Cobb no-sells a chair shot to the back and just throws Martinez around like a small child. And it's very exciting. I guess they're going to build to a match with Jeff Cobb. Now, this is where it gets interesting. So I normally don't do this, but let's do it.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
You have been warned. I am about to talk about a spoiler. I normally don't do this, but someone on our team, Matt, I'm looking at you, Matt, decided to spoil this for me, so I know it now. I would have normally avoided anything that was marked TV tapings, but unfortunately I had it spoiled for me, and so it's something we're going to talk about. You have been warned. Spoiler time for about the next, so let's call it 2 minutes.
Let's give a 5-second warning. You got 5 seconds to skip forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You know there's a skip button, right? They could have just skipped. But anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff Cobb is the new television champion as of the night after Death Before Dishonor. They did TV tapings. They didn't put this one live on Honor Club like they did with the Jay Lethal one. When Jay Lethal won the world title, they went live on Honor Club.
Yeah.
I've talked about this with CJ and View from the WWE Universe, how they should do this with any title match. If you're going to have a title match at a TV taping, have it go live, and then have it show up on TV later. I think that's a brilliant model because that way I can watch it and I can talk about it, and then it's not a spoiler. But at this point, it's a spoiler. Jeff Cobb is the new television champion. We're going to have to watch Ring of Honor TV to find out how it happens. But the reason I decided we have to talk about this is Punishment Martinez has left Ring of Honor. He's not there anymore. He is going to WWE, according to all reports. He's heading to the Performance Center. He's going to do very, very good things in WWE. He's fresh enough to be viewed as a WWE guy, and he is the frame on him and the build of him. Vince is going to like this kid.
Yeah, well, potentially a Baron Corbin the second. So, look, punishment's going to be interesting in WWE. Like, I'm still waiting for D-Jack to get some momentum going in WWE. He's still down in
Me too.
down in PC,
Me too.
but I don't really.
I'm a little bummed out, to be honest. I'm a little bummed out because if you go back and listen through the weeks on all the rest, and then as we roll this into King of Sportscast, I've never been really high on Punishment Martinez. I said that he had some good matches with Adam Page, but then this match with Chris Sabin was really good.
Yeah.
He also had a match on TV this week against the Dojo Pro winner, who actually did beat Jeff Cobb in the Dojo Pro finals, and that was Aaron Solo, and he had a really good match with Aaron Solo. And I'm just starting to get invested in Punishment Martinez as a singles guy. I'm like, okay, I'm seeing the improvement. I see why they're so high on him, and he's gone.
Yeah.
He's gone. So, it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about the other side of this news. Like, fantastic for Punishment Martinez, but even better for Ring of Honor that you put the strap on Jeff Cobb. Jeff Cobb is moving up those chains in the wrestling business very quickly.
Right. PWG Bowler winner.
PWG Bowler winner. He's had a New Japan debut this year, or he had a debut last year, but single.
Yeah, and he's the bracket buster for the top prospects, so he's technically the top prospect as well.
People will get scared that, we'll talk about it a few times through this podcast, I guess, but people get scared at the thought of certain names leaving the independent and Japan scene, going to WWE, and oh my God, what's going to happen? There's still so much talent out there that, like, Kenny Omega would never have stepped up if AJ didn't move on. So when people like Kenny and the Bucks, which I don't really want to see, but when it does happen, there'll be time for two or three more guys to step up and become the next thing. Like, does Paige become the next big guy? Whatever. So it's Cobb.
The future's
Cobb's
bright.
time, and I'm happy for Cobb to keep moving up that ladder.
Yeah, absolutely. Moving on, I guess Bullet Club versus Chaos. There was really nothing to that match. It was just a Bullet Club versus Chaos match. Rocky tapped out to the chicken wing, so keeping Marty strong. Yeah. And then Silas and Bully Ray versus Colt Cabana and Flip Gordon in the tag team match, the tables match. Colt got put through a table first. Flip managed to fight through the rest of the match on his own, eliminate Bully through a table, and then eliminate Silas too. But the ref was down when Silas went through the table. Bully gets back up and, does the powerbomb bit to Flip and then swaps them so that Flip was in the table and Silas was out of it.
Oh, wow, okay.
And so it was a dodgy finish. So really, the winners there were Flip Gordon and Colt Cabana. Just Flip Gordon on his own, really. But the ref saw him laying at the table, thought that was... And there was a really good David Arquette. David Arquette called out Bully Ray and was like, refs we really need to get refs an instant replay system in wrestling because this is ridiculous.
Oh, no.
And Bully Ray was like, what we need is a time machine to go back and erase your title win. And David Arquette was like, I agree. That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, gotta love David Arquette. But yeah, Silas and Bully technically pick up the win, even though Flip Gordon did get his moment. It was nice to see him get some comeuppance. But we're going to drag out this Bully Ray thing even longer because why not?
Yeah, why not?
If you're going to watch one thing from Ring of Honor this week, though, watch the Jay Lethal Will Ospreay match. Holy crap. Two of the best guys. Like, these are two guys that are two of my personal favorites when it comes to in-the-ring wrestling. Will Ospreay, we're going to talk about someone else who's up there for Wrestler of the Year with me, but Will Ospreay is right up there for the stuff he does here in Australia as well. He's right up there as Wrestler of the Year for me. When it comes end of year, he's going to be in the conversation. This match with Jay Lethal was fantastic. Probably match of... It's close to being match of the week. It was a pretty stacked week. But after the match, the Kingdom attack Lethal. Gresham comes out for the save, and Bold Taven shows up with the hoodie. He rips off the hoodie. He's bold. He hits them with the bag that has the belt in it that he's been teasing us with, that it's his real Ring of Honor World Championship. He pulls it out, and it's purple, like 205 motherfucking live. And he's got a purple Ring of Honor World title, and he holds that up as the pay-per-view goes off the air. Amazing, fantastic match to close out the show. Fantastic angle to close out the show, but there's no buzz. There's no buzz around Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor is basically Bullet Club and New Japan stars. That's the only thing anyone cares about in Ring of Honor.
No, fair enough. But one thing I took away from, because that's the only match I've actually watched from the Death Before Dishonor, I'll be honest, is the Ospreay Lethal match. And you could tell for that whole match that Ospreay is preparing for New Japan heavyweight style. Like, you could tell through that match. And it kind of gives you that hint that, Will Ospreay is going to fly through the heavyweight style. So
he is not going to be long for the junior heavyweight division. Now, this also means, by the way, looking at this weekend as a whole, Chaos is fine. It looks like Chaos is fine. All that's happened is Jay White and Gedo have struck out on their own as this new era, right? Is that the impression we're getting?
And we'll touch on it a little bit more in New Japan.
Yeah, but what I'm saying here is if Chaos is fine and Will Ospreay is still Chaos and he's moving up, they're going to need a new junior.
Yeah, well, everyone's wanting new team members, and I'm hoping Chaos bring in a certain Australian flyer from Sydney by the of
Yes.
Robbie.
Yes, me too. I want Robbie Eagles to join Chaos and have Will Ospreay as his tag partner in Junior Tag League, and then let's have after that Will Ospreay goes up to the heavyweights and Robbie Eagles replaces him in the junior ranks as the Chaos representative. Perfect. Let's make it happen, New Japan.
Hashtag Robbie for Japan. Sounds like another decent Death Before Dishonor. It doesn't sound like, for me, it's not as exciting as previous years, but it still does its job.
It was a good show. I enjoyed watching it, but there was just nothing, especially at the moment in wrestling, there's so much buzz around so many things. Even things like I'm more excited for Aldous Cody 2 than anything that happened on this show. Except for Matt Taven's purple belt.
And then, hey.
But that's mostly because I'm a Matt Taven mark,
Speaking of Matt Taven marks, well, actually, speaking of people who are the opposite to a Matt Taven mask, let's jump into Arena Mexico, hey? Ooh, yeah.
Well, quickly, I'll run through the results for Ring of Honor TV that took place this week as well. That's okay. Eli Isom managed to beat Shane Taylor, Flip Gordon, and Chris Sabin in a four-corner survival match. Four-corner survival? No. I always forget what they call it. It's the one where you have to – it's a fatal four-way match where you have to tag.
I think it's four corners, yeah.
Yeah. So he won. Eli Isom picked up the win here over Shane Taylor with a roll-up, and then Shane Taylor just beat the crap out of everyone until Flip super kicks him and sends him packing. So we're building to a Flip versus Shane Taylor feud, which looks good. I'm excited for that. Hurricane versus Skrull 2 is announced for next week. So Marty cuts a promo on the Hurricane. Aaron Solo, I mentioned previously, had a match against Punishment Martinez for the TV title. So Aaron Solo was the winner of the Dojo Pro tournament. The Dojo Pro tournament guaranteed them a shot at the TV title. So he managed to beat Jeff Cobb in the final of that one. So you got to think that there's potential if Jeff Cobb is to win the Ring of Honor TV title in this feud that it looks like he's going to have with Punishment Martinez. If that happens, you got to think Aaron Solo will be in line for another shot. This kid really impressed me. I haven't watched Dojo Pro because it's available on Amazon Prime everywhere but Australia. So I don't know why it's not available here, but I haven't seen it. But this kid impressed me in this match against Punishment Martinez. We also got a Bully Ray promo telling Silas off for having lost his way. And then the Ring of Honor six-man titles were defended when Bullet Club defeated the Bouncers and Silas Young in a six-man tag match after Silas Young walked out on the Bouncers. And that was Ring of Honor TV this week. Nothing to write home about, but just another solid hour of wrestling TV.
Beautiful. No, it sounds like a...
Yeah. And now we can go back to what you were saying. CMLL.
Yes. Matt Taven is gone and he's home in Ring of Honor. So let's head over to Arena Mexico Super Friday. Let's just touch on some results from there. So we had The team of Angel de Oro, Flyer, and Niebla La Roja, who defeated Los Hijos del Infierno, which is Efesto and Mephisto, and their partner Templario. We had a lightning match, which is a one-on-one 10-minute forward match between Valiente and Felino, which Valiente won. Then we had a best 2 out of 3 4 6-man tag as standard. We had El Hijo del L.A. Park, son of the legendary La Parca, El Soberano Jr. and Mystico. They defeated the team of Negro Casas, Rey Bucanero, and Forestero. Then we had another best 2 out of 3 4 6-man tag match. This time was a bit of a star battled one with Caristico, the original Sin Cara, the original WWE Sin Cara, sorry. Michael Elgin, who appeared in CMLL this week, and tagged with Volador Jr. With his new shaved head. As they defeated La Sangra Dinamita, El Cuartero and Sanson, and El Barbaro Cavanario, who I like to call the Mexican Ugg.
Mexican Ugg!
Then we had the main event of Los Guerreros, Euphoria, Gran Guerrero, and Ultimo Guerrero, who defeated El Clan, Cyber the Main Man, Charlie Rockstar, and the Criz, where they won their World Trios title belts back that they lost at Anniversary. So really good night, really good matches.
All right, so we had a bit of a title change. That was only a week ago, though, wasn't it? So we're talking about a 1 week reign.
2 weeks. So they lost them at Anniversary. They beat them in the rematch, and then they claimed the rematch. And so they've had 3 weeks in a row. I think the next step for that feud is going to be a 6-man hair versus hair match or hair versus mask match, which would be interesting. Nearly every match on the night was actually really good. Last week was a little bit soft because I know they were coming off the heavy Anniversary week and they put a lot of effort into that. But nearly every match of this week was just pure gold. So, the only 2 matches I just want to touch on was, the last 2 matches. Michael Elgin. I don't know. I know he's not the biggest guy in America right now, or he's not the most loved, but in Mexico.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know if Michael Elgin's going to have any major bookings in America ever again. No. He's kind of destroyed the reputation.
But hey, Mexico and Japan aren't too bad countries to love you. So the Mexicans seem to love him. So that was a great match. Really, really solid. I love the return of Volador Jr. already turning bald. It's just weird seeing him without his long flowing locks, but which is interesting. But they still haven't touched on Volador and Rush since Anniversary, which is super bizarre. But the big story, I guess, of the night, like we said, the Los Guerreros got their trio title back, which is cool. I love the Guerreros. They're a Rudos team. They're full Rudos, but they're facing this outsider team called the Clan, and they're the faces. Yeah. It's Rudos versus Rudos, but
the crowd are getting behind the hometown boys.
Yeah, Arena Mexico don't like people coming from AAA too often. Yeah, in that
right.
sense. Another fun super show. Go to YouTube and follow the CMLL YouTube page. You can watch Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, which is Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday in Australia. You can watch all those 3 shows free, usually from 10 a.m. on those days in Australia, or if you are listening to this in Mexico, I guess it's about 7:30, 8 o'clock your time there on Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. But Fridays are really the only show that I watch because they're the super show. So it's basically your Raw, where your main talents are as such.
Yeah.
But another great night. But just to wrap up things in Mexico, this coming Friday, which is still Super VN show, Super Friday show from Arena Mexico, they are actually going to do their International Grand Prix.
Right, and this one's going to be live streamed on Honor Club. So if you're an Honor Club member, you have no I mean, obviously they all get uploaded to the YouTube as well, but this one is going to be live streamed on Honor Club, which is happening more and more for the big events like it happened for Anniversario. It's going to happen here for this tournament, so definitely get onto Honor Club and check this one out.
Yeah, right, because there'll be a couple of matches pre this, but this match is going to go very long. So let's just run through the team. So there is Team Mexico. Team Mexico is El Quarteto and Sanson, who are actually a tag team. Diamante Azul, Ultimo Guerrero, who just won his his trios title match. My lord, that couldn't come out at all. They're joined by Caristico, the original WWE Sin Cara, Euphorio, Hitchachero, El Terrible, and Volador Jr. So you're going to have a number of Los Ingobernables in there with Volador Jr., who have just been rivaling, so that's going to be interesting.
Right.
And then the team Rest of the World is representing Japan, but CMLL is Okamura, who is the, you could say, the godfather of any Japanese wrestlers that come over to any Japanese wrestlers that come over to CMLL, and the guys like Nato and Takahashi, and now Hirai Kawato usually tag with him and learn the Mexican way, I guess.
Yeah.
Along him. He's joined by Michael Elgin, the Canadian. He's also representing New Japan. Joining him as the New Japan representative is David Finlay, who's also representing Germany. You got a guy called Dark Magic, who I'm still yet to really work out who the hell he is, but I'm sure I will be able to find out some information leading into the show. Then we got returning to CMLL is the man who came out on top of the main event of Death Before Dishonor, and that's Matt Taven, who returns as a representative of Ring of Honor for USA. He is joined by Jay Briscoe and Mark Briscoe, the very legendary Briscoe tag team of Ring of Honor. They're also joined by Flip Gordon, probably one of the most exciting guys in pro wrestling today. Absolutely love the guy. And they're joined by a guy. So last week I was like, I'm not too sure who this guy is, blah, blah, blah. I didn't really do my homework last week, but I did ready for this podcast. I am an ultimate professional. I did my homework. Gilbert El Barriqua is actually freaking Mil Muertes from Lucha Underground. So if anyone's a Lucha Underground fan.
Right, Ricky Banderas.
Mil Muertes.
He's got a different name in CMLL.
I'm guessing he's going to be maskless. There is rumor that he's going to be the one to join Los Ingobernables. So be very interesting. And that's not Los Ingobernables to Japan, by the way. Don't get too confused.
No, the original Los Ingobernables.
But yeah, look, that's going to be an exciting match. Even not too sure how this match works. It's an 8-on-8 Lucha Libre style match. So how it works is kind of like a baseball match where you start off. I know I'm not really talking English to you right now.
Yeah,
sports.
I know baseball.
Okay, well, it's like your batting order basically. So. Yeah, say Matt Taven starts off first against, say, Caristico, they're batter 1. If you get pinned, number 2 comes in. But if you just roll out...
right, okay.
Yeah.
Can you tag out?
You can tag out, but you can only tag out to your number 2. So you can't just tag out.
And then your number 2 can tag out to your number 3 and 3 to 4.
Exactly.
Right, cool.
And
I like it.
With the Lucha Libre rules, so all you have to do is roll out of the ring, so you don't have to tag in Lucha Libre. You just roll out. The number 2 will then come in and be the man. Yeah,
they need to have an actual dugout for the team to sit in. That would be amazing.
Right. And regardless so either there's like 2 members left in, say, Team Rest of the World or Team Resto del Mundo, they fight each other. So even if it's Jay Briscoe and Mark Briscoe as the last 2, they face off each other one-on-one to determine the winner of the whole thing. So
right.
Yeah. Which is interesting.
Right. Very interesting match.
Yes. But that's all we got in Mexico this week. I'm hoping to be able to watch that on Monday on the way home from Melbourne because, I'm not going to be able to watch that on Saturday as normal because I will probably be getting drunk with you. So,
yes, we will be in Melbourne. We will be partying. We will be watching all the Aussie graps and the WWE graps. But move over to the UK for a moment. Now, there's still not a lot going on in Revpro. A couple of weeks ago, Revpro had a huge week. It was before we started talking Revpro, but they had a huge week where they did 7 shows in 9 days. Yeah. And since then, they've kind of been relaxing, which, fair enough, can't blame you. They do have a show coming up this weekend at the Cockpit. The Cockpit shows are sort of their smaller shows, and there's no card released for it yet, so there's nothing really much to talk about. But yeah, the cockpit shows are their smaller shows. Their last cockpit show actually featured a match with Adam Brooks and Jonah Rock, which was really good to see. Two of our boys tearing it up over there in the UK.
Right.
But no card as of yet, so we'll have to wait to find out what's going to happen for Revpro at the cockpit. We'll probably talk about it next week, and also next week we'll be previewing the big Global Wars card that they have coming up, the Global Wars specials.
Exactly, yeah. So, nice and quiet over in the Revpro, because a lot of their wrestlers are actually this weekend. Most of their crew will be in WXW for WXW's World Tag League, which starts on Friday or Saturday. I know both Aussie Open will be there. So Revpro talent spread out over the weekend this weekend. So
and our friend Arnold Furious, who does the This Month in Pure Wrestling podcast, is actually going to WXW this weekend. So we aren't doing our This Month in Pure Wrestling. We're doing that a little bit late because he's going to be at WXW. I'm going to be at WWE. It just didn't line up for this week. So that'll be coming next week or the week after sometime. Yeah, and I'll probably talk to him a little bit about that as well. It'll be a bit off topic, but how can you not talk to someone who just went to the World Tag League? One of the World Tag Leagues, because the World Tag League is coming up in New Japan in a couple of months.
Right.
But before we get there, we have to look at everything that happened at Fighting Spirit Unleashed. Now, this was a really good show. One criticism that I have, before we run through the results, because you'll see what I mean when I run through these results, felt a little bit like a Ring of Honor card.
Yeah, look, these international tours, whether it's Ring of Honor going to the UK or New Japan going to the UK or vice versa, New Japan, they basically always feel like no matter what you do, the home country's promotion. You put Ring of Honor in Japan, they do the Honor, I think they did it Honor United, I think it was called at the start of the year or something. I can't remember what it was called.
No, that was in the United Kingdom.
Yeah, sorry.
That was in the UK.
I can't remember. But they end up feeling like a New Japan show. But any time that New Japan go to America, I always definitely feel that Ring of Honor, it's a super Ring of Honor card. This more than ever.
Yeah, it's the biggest criticism to give them. Like, it'd be nice to see them just bring the entire actual New Japan roster.
Right.
Right. Not that I didn't, I enjoyed the show, don't get me wrong, but I'll run through the results quickly and you'll see what I mean. Taguchi Japan, featuring a special guest appearance by ACH, defeated Roppongi 3K. The Addiction, Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian, defeated Hangman Page and Chase Owens. Jeff Cobb, Chris Sabin, and Flip Gordon, you can basically call them Team Ring of Honor, defeated Hiroki Goto, Beretta, and Chucky T, representing Chaos. Zack Sabre Jr., Lance Archer, and Davey Boy Smith got a win over LIJ, which was kind of a shocking one for me. Jay White and Gato got a win over Hiroshi Tanahashi and Kushida. Marty Scurll advances to the finals after defeating Will Ospreay, so it's going to be Marty Scurll versus Kushida at Kings of Pro Wrestling, so looking forward to that one a lot. And then we got Tama Tonga and Tangaloa with the upset victory over the Young Bucks for the tag team titles. Cody with the not-so-upset victory over Juice Robinson for the US title. And the Golden Lovers defeating Kazuchika Okada and Tomohiro Ishii, representing Chaos in the main event.
Yes.
Where do we want to start with this one? This was a fantastic show. Every match was good. But yeah, I think that I'd change some things. Like I would have Page and Owens. I would have them defeat the Addiction.
Right.
Because it's a New Japan show.
Yeah.
I would have Hiroki Goto, Beretta, and Chucky T. I would have them defeat Jeff Cobb, Sabin, and Flip Gordon. Don't let Cobb be involved in the finish. Obviously here, Cobb picked up the win over Chucky. You'd flip it around and you'd have like Beretta or Goto pick up the win over Flip.
Right, exactly. Yeah, look, I agree with that. I agree with that to some degree because it did feel very Ring of Honor / US independent heavy type in a weird way. But like you said, all the matches are great. The first, I don't really want to really talk about the first three matches. Really fun matches. I probably, like you said, I probably would have had Goto go over someone like a Sabin. No, but anyway, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's I'm going to skip past those first three matches to really sort of talk about. We touched on Club earlier. So, look, I want to start with the KES, Zack Sabre and Nato, Evil, and Sonata, because this is going to bring up my first. Do we want to jump into that one?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, LIJ versus KES and Zack Sabre Jr.
So, like we said, to me, it was a very big upset that usually Naito doesn't lose too often in these types of scenarios.
Well, Naito didn't
No,
lose,
I know.
though. It was
Evil.
It was Evil. Evil took the loss. Evil took the loss to Zack Sabre Jr., which sets up a match at Kings of Pro Wrestling, which is cool.
It's fine, but do we go on? Do we talk about the news since then? Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, no, you know what? Let's talk about that when we preview Kings of Pro Wrestling. But yeah, it was shocking. LIJ seem pointless at the moment. Like, they don't have a purpose. We talked about it last week, and it's continuing through this week, especially picking up a loss here. It feels like they don't have a purpose, and that could all just be part of the angle. It could all be part of the angle, and we'll get to that when we talk about Kings of Pro Wrestling. But let's move on. I guess the next things to talk about are all the title match implications, right? So we've got Marty Scurll and Ospreay, match of the night for me.
This is rivalry, one of the best rivalries I've ever witnessed. I've been watching wrestling for nearly 25 years. I've watched everything from Brett versus Owen to everything. This is one of my favorite rivalries, in-ring rivalries ever. Like, every match of this.
Well, we said it last week. Anytime these two get in the ring, it's magic.
Two things. One thing about the whole night, Jim Ross did a lot better job with Kevin Kelly by his side.
Yeah, he's a mirror. He needs to be with someone else who cares.
I don't know if Josh Barnett, isn't that passionate or not, but Kevin Kelly is. Kevin Kelly is the greatest ring announcer in the history of wrestling for me.
Gotta be commentator of the year.
Okay, I think I just went a little bit too far, fans. I think I just put Gorilla Monsoon underneath Kevin Kelly. Okay, anyway. But yeah, I'm in love with Kevin Kelly. He's put so much passion into it. I love it. Anyway, back to this match. Yeah, killer match. So the final is going to be Marty Scurll versus Kushida, which we'll touch on in the preview of King's Pro Wrestling. But this is the result. So what I wanted was Marty Scurll and Bushi, but I remember clearly my head saying Marty Scurll and Kushida. So it should be a fantastic final. Yeah,
I remember. I predicted Scurll and Kushida, but then we wanted Bushi, right? So yeah, I'm very much the same. But it's going to be a fantastic final. I'm looking forward to that a lot. Now, Tama Tonga and Tangaloa, four-time IWGP Tag Team Champions. They defeated the Young Bucks. I think this is going to help. I think this is something that the Young Bucks want to do, moving towards their, contract. Like when you watch Being the Elite, right? They've got the clock ticking down, and they're moving towards this period where no one knows what they're going to do. I think we're going to see, other than Cody and Kenny, I think Cody and Kenny hold on to titles. Everyone else in the team is going to be titleless going into that contract ending period.
No, I agree. I agree with that. There are a couple of things I want to point out with this. This is really hard for me to say. Look, I love the Young Bucks, but I'm glad that they're not tag champions going into the tag league season.
Right, because they've said that they're not going to do as many tours now, and that upsets you.
I'm okay with them wanting to slow down their travel time. I know
they've had the most hectic schedule in the wrestling world for the last 5 years.
They deserve the break. But for me, as a purist Japanese fan, I don't care who has the belts. Go into the World Tag League. You have to be willing to be able to do the G1 kind of thing. You have to be willing to do the 17 nights of in-ring action, whether you take it easy on the what they call the C block or whatever. You have to be willing, and God will. Tama will. He just done it with G1. They will do all 17 nights. So I'd rather them have the titles. I agree.
Yeah, they'll do all 17 nights, and people will complain about it. If you can count on the internet fans for anything, it's complaining about Gorillas of Destiny.
But I'm sort of glad with this. I wasn't expecting them to pick up the victory so soon, but no, it's all fair enough. Like I said, I think we're not going to see a lot of Young Bucks matches between now and Kingdom at all. I think Kings of Pro Wrestling,
Yeah, no, they're going to become a highlight. They're kind of like a Jericho at this point.
Well, yeah.
Fly in, fly out.
Yeah.
Do your job. Yeah. They're the tag team Chris Jericho.
Well, the whole Bullet Club, except for maybe Marty and Paige, are probably going to be like that. Like, anyway. But yeah, look.
Well, they're bigger. Well, they're bigger than independent wrestling. They are. The Bullet Club is bigger than independent wrestling.
Big time. But
the Elite.
Move on to that next one. Cody
motherfucking Rhodes. We're allowed to say the Rhodes. It's not WWE. Don't own it. But Cody Rhodes. Cody is now a dual champion. We predicted it last week. He's going on to become the belt collector. I said there was a way they could have kept it on Juice, but they didn't. They had Juice go out with the Boston Crab, and Cody is now the IWGP United States champion, as well as, of course, the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. First time in a very long time that an NWA World Champion has competed in a New Japan ring.
What a month! What a month of I was about to say month of Cody. What a year of Cody, but especially
I think this is the year of Cody. I mentioned earlier that Will Ospreay's up there as wrestler of the year for me, but I think Cody has to be the clear favorite because when you look at it from the business aspect, the promo aspect, like Ospreay has pretty much the in-ring. But Cody, holy crap, this has been the year of Cody.
Guys like Kenny and Ospreay and those sort of guys, they have the in-ring year, like the year award type thing. But Cody has the business year award. Like especially because even just September alone, not only did he and the Bucks put on an all-in show that was, above and beyond anything that any independent promoter has done in 30-odd years, 40-odd years. Fair.
Absolutely. I got to take exception to what you just said, though. I got to take exception because Cody gets this a lot. He's not a bell-to-bell guy, right? He's not a bell-to-bell guy. Yes, he is. He is. You don't tune out of a Cody Rhodes match. He is so good when you get between those ropes, and it's not because of the technical element, no. It's because of his character work. You look at, he's working face most of the time in America at the moment, like in the Ring of Honor and all that. He's working face. But then when he needs to, he turns it to heel. And it's not a matter of he changes his character. It's not bad booking like it is when Big Show does it, where he's a face this week and a heel next week. It's not that. It's here's a character reacting to real life situations, and he amplifies, and Brandy does it really well at ringside as well. She can be a super mega face, like you saw it All In, or a super mega heel, like you saw here, pulling him out when Juice had the win after the pulp friction, and she pulls Cody out of the ring at the perfect time. They're so good at just being themselves and amplifying those little pieces that make you love them or hate them when they need to, and they can play any role without ever damaging the character. I'm sorry, but bell to bell, this guy is fascinating.
I'm saying that as in the stuff that he's doing outside of the ring is probably even better than what he's doing in the ring, which is
even more impressive. Yeah, absolutely. I would agree with that.
So a thing that I absolutely loved coming out of this. So, like, Juice has been a great champion. They told a great story with him getting that title at was it the San Francisco show, wasn't it? Yeah, the G1 special.
Yeah. It was the last time they were in America.
For Jay White to drop the belt, and now Jay White's moving up to the 100% main event scene. But this is great. And the story that they told, and a lot of people didn't realize it, but the Cody Juice story is actually something special because Juice is known as one of Dusty's boys. When Dusty was at NXT...
Dusty's kids.
One of Dusty's kids. And in the press conference after the match, Cody went on a nice rant.
He went off.
Guys, if you're listening, jump onto the New Japan English page or just a general New Japan page. I think they have it on there. It is fantastic. He just goes off and just, don't fucking talk about Dusty's kids. I am Dusty's kid. Blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, I was sitting there going, wow, like that is fantastic work from Cody. Just another step. Look, he went into September 1. We posted on the B Plus Facebook page last night. He went into September as just an ROH 6-man tag champ at that time. Did he have the belts going into the month? He went into that month, booked All In, did it successfully, picked up the NWA championship, and all credit to Nick Aldis, but Cody's put more eyes on the NWA title in the space of 3 weeks than anyone has in about 15 years. And he's now leaving the month as IWGP US champion. He's about to brace on it.
So he's come in. Well, he did come in. He didn't come in titleless. He came in with that Ring of Honor 6-man title. But
the 2 single straps that he now
singles titles. Yeah, he came in without any titles, singles, and then in 1 month, boom.
Yeah,
he's got 2 of. Well, I mean, look, the IWGP US title is not really prestigious. It's kind of it's there kind of title.
It's not prestigious, but it isn't an important title. And I saw this. Someone commented on another Facebook page earlier. So actually, might have been on ours, to be fair. And I saw it. Someone said, "Oh, the IWGP US title doesn't mean shit." It actually does, because IWGP US title is actually a very good belt that's representing the change in New Japan. It's representing the Western,
which is why so many people hate it.
yeah, a lot of people hate it. But for the American guys and North American guys that put in their time in, guys like Juice, Kenny, Jay Weiss, Kiwi, but you know what I mean. Those sort of guys that have held it.
Yeah.
They're coming from guys like Ring of Honor and NXT that, great NXT brands. And Cody holding that title is good for that championship, him holding it. Fantastic stuff. Well, 2 great matches, but and then the main event was fun. I really liked it.
It was a really good match.
Yeah,
it was a really good match. It just had no implications, really. Yeah,
which is fine. The only implication,
but the real story is the angle that comes after.
Yeah,
that.
And let's bring up the name again. Cody's back in it.
So Kenny was about to say that Kota deserves a shot at the title because Kota beat him, all that sort of stuff in the G1, and he was going to give Kota a one-on-one match at Kings of Pro Wrestling, right? Yeah. The match that everyone's been running away from, supposedly, but we just had it anyway.
Yeah.
Cody interrupts and says, "Let's make it a 3-way."
Yeah. Which, we'll get into it when we get into the previews. Doesn't happen very often in New Japan.
No, it doesn't. Well, that's a good segue. Let's preview the card right now. Let's take a look and let's go through and let's give it our predictions. Where did it go? Holy shit! Sorry. Let's go through and let's give it our predictions. So this is Kings of Pro Wrestling. It happens on Monday, right after a hot weekend of wrestling. I'm going to fly in Monday morning, fly back home, sleep all day, and then wake up in time to watch Kings of Pro Wrestling, which is happening at 5:30 Sydney time, I believe. It's 5 o'clock in Japan, so it's about 5:30, 6 o'clock, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And there is only really one match on this show that I would consider filler. So let's go through the card from the top. We have Tiger Mask and Jushin Thunder Liger challenging El Desperado and Yoshinobu Kanemaru for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles. We knew this was coming. They got a win over them last week, and now they get the title match at Kings of Pro Wrestling. Who do you pick out of this one?
I'm going with the Legends. I'm going with Tiger and Liger.
I think so too.
I think they pick it up. Maybe lose it after the Super Junior Tag League, but I see them just getting one little title run. I like to see it.
Yeah, we'll have a heel team probably win the Super Junior Tag League, and then they can challenge Tiger Mask and Jushin Thunder Liger and get the rub from the Legends. Correct. It'll be good. Tomoaki Honma and Togi Makabe versus Toa Henare and Juice Robinson. This is the throwaway match.
Yeah.
It's the only match that has no wider implications, but it'll still be a fun match. I love Toa Henare. I love Juice Robinson.
Yeah.
And, Honma and Makabe, 2 legends.
Absolutely. Yeah, should be a fun match. I'm going to go with Juice picking up the win here for the team. His team.
Get some momentum back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Then we have the Bullet Club Elite, represented by Chase Owens, Hangman Page, Nick, and Matt Jackson, against the Bullet Club OGs, represented, of course, by Bad Luck Fale, Tama Tonga, Tanga Loa, and Taiji Ishimori. Right. Who picks up the win here?
I'm going to say BC OGs get this victory. And I'm going to throw this in here. Their new member debuts here.
We see a new member? See, I wanted to say that, but then all the LIJ stuff came out, which we'll get to in a moment. But do we still think it's Park?
No, I don't know who it is.
No?
I have no idea. I'm lost. Everyone's wanting new extra members in their teams. I'm lost, but Park.
Yeah, well, BCOGs have announced that it's recruiting season, right? They're looking for multiple people, not just one. So who knows?
Right. I don't know. I have a feeling something's going to get. Kings of Pro Wrestling is probably the last major card. Yeah, there's Power Struggle, which comes at the end of October. Kings of Pro Wrestling is one of the last major cards before Wrestle Kingdom. Like, there's like some leagues and some tournaments and stuff, but this is really the last major show. So I'd expect something to happen here. Maybe like a tease of it or something. But I'm going to go with BCOJs getting this.
Yeah, me too. BCOGs. All right, moving on. Chaos, represented by Will Ospreay, Hiroki Goto, Tomohiro Ishii versus Takashi Iizuka, Taichi, and Minoru Suzuki. I guess you could classify this one as filler as well, but because of the Chaos in Chaos storyline, something could happen here. Potentially.
Yeah, I mean, these are three. Ospreay and Goto are technically Okada boys, and Ishii is technically a Goto guy, so who knows? And then you got Ishii, Minoru Suzuki, who I guess they're fighting this week as a little mini preview into Global Wars next week, which is Ishii versus Suzuki for the Revpro World Championship. So it's probably a little bit of a...
How crazy is it? How crazy is it? Would you have guessed, like, coming into 2018, if I said to you, as we close in on the end of 2018, Suzuki Gun are going to be the most stable in the promotion?
Yeah.
would you have believed me?
But that the sentence, I think I shared it with you earlier. Suzuki Gun, the most stable in New Japan, is the unstable Suzuki Gun.
Yeah, because you got to think as well, Hiroshi Tanahashi wants to start his own thing. So even that whole, the New Japan guys, the Taguchi guys, that's a little rocky too, because, Hiroshi wants to leave and he wants to get Yoshihashi in and all that sort of stuff. So you got to wonder. It's kind of weird. I'm going to go with Chaos to get the
Okay, I'm going to go with... I'm going to go with Chaos. Sorry, actually, I just realized the match. Yeah, I'm going to go with Chaos.
All right, now, get ready. Let's get into it. We have Chaos versus LIJ. This is Kazuchika Okada, Toriano, Sho and Yo against Tetsuya Naito, Sanada, Bushi, and question mark?
Mr. X. Yeah, so let's discuss. So earlier today, we're so glad that A, the card was announced today before the podcast, but B, we also got a little video from Naito. Actually, all four members of LIJ in a casino in Las Vegas, from the look of it, whilst they were there. They must have recorded it. What a fantastic little promo, selling the idea that, yes, LIJ are a fifth five-member team. However, they are, obviously they're waiting for Hiromu, but in that meantime, they're going to get a new fifth.
Yeah, so this comes off the back of a few interviews that have been released where Naito has teased this. Basically, he said that Hiromu wants them... Hiromu feels like the balance is off within the team, and they need a new member. And that's why they're doing this. This is at Hiromu's request. They're not replacing Hiromu. Hiromu had input and helped them choose this new member who's going to join LIJ. So this is all what Hiromu wants, which is good. And like I said, the whole balance being off in the team, Hiromu feels like the balance is off within the team now that he's gone. That could explain why they've been on such a losing streak and why they've felt so directionless.
Right. And
so maybe it hasn't been like they don't know what they're doing with LIJ. Maybe they've known all along, and that's kind of the point.
Yeah. And maybe, that makes complete sense. And
the big question is, who is Mr. X? Who's going to be the fifth member?
Yeah. It's a difficult one because, like we said, we've got Firing Squad trying to do their recruitment, the BCOG. You got Tanahashi starting his stable. You got Chaos in Chaos. You got New Era in Chaos. You got, oh my God, there's everything going on in New Japan. There's going to be about 5 or 6 new guys in New Japan over the next 3 months. There's going to be some new faces, different stables, and and all this, which I'll like that time of year.
I'm going to make a
Yeah?
prediction here. I actually do have an idea, and it's a little out of left field. A lot of people won't like it, and I think that New Japan actually kind of relish in pissing off a lot of the hardcore Puro fanboys, right? Like, a lot of people were upset when Taiji Ishimori showed up as Bone Soldier, which, I mean, they dropped the Bone Soldier thing pretty much immediately. He's not really Bone Soldier at all. He's just Taiji Ishimori. But a lot of people were upset when it was Taiji Ishimori. Now, someone else is just wrapping up their time with Dragon Gate and becoming a freelancer. Now, this someone wrestles as a heavyweight, but according to the weight limits, as I've found them online for New Japan, you need to be under 100 kilos to be a junior. And this individual comes in at 96 kilos. So even though he has wrestled as a heavyweight, he can definitely be a junior weight and still wrestle the same style. I'm speaking, of course, about Shingo Takagi.
Yeah, well, that I've sort of been doing my little research over the last couple of hours, seeing what other people's opinions are. That is one name that's come up a bit.
Yeah, I would like to see Shingo. I think that he would fit. I think that it would be a very interesting dynamic because he is such a strong, heavy dude. It's not, but he's going to be in the junior division with Bushi for the junior tag league. I think it would be very exciting to see it be Shingo.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't see it being a gaijin.
No. Okay. So there are three possible scenarios that I've seen online this afternoon. One was, Shingo. The other is obviously Park. I believe Park is going to be more of a BCOG guy than anything.
Definitely. Or New Era. Park could be New Era quite easily.
The other option is Hirai Kawato over in CMLL. His excursion time's almost up. He's had the same thing as Nato and Takahashi, come from tagging with Okamura, so he could easily slide straight into that junior heavyweight.
Right, so he has the same lineage after being a young boy.
Nable's lineage. So they're the three popular answers I've seen a lot. The little twist that so in the video, he says we're going to go for a 4 to a 5-man team, but he said a couple. And
yeah, he said we're going to introduce a new pareja, and it's a matter of, is he just talking about a new tag team, as in this person and Bushi, or
I'm going to throw this left field out. What's this matchup? Nato, Sonata, Bushi versus Okada, Yano, Yo, and Sho. Sho and Yo turn and go into LIJ.
That's something I did think
They're
of.
A couple.
I thought or Rocky Romero turns because he's sick of all the chaos in chaos.
Or does Okada join? No.
So he's out there at ringside with Sho and Yo, and then he sort of, takes off the gear and he's got a LIJ shirt on or whatever, and he jumps them before the match. Like something like that could work. Or could it be a gaijin couple, as in
like a gaijin couple, like a Taichi and his bunny, whatever her name is, but.
Yeah, right. Like, so, Cody and Brandy, I'm not saying Cody's going to join LIJ, but Cody and Brandy are a couple. They're a pareja, but there's only one active roster member out of the two of them because New Japan don't have women. So what if it's, just going to throw this out there, ready? Johnny Mundo and Taya Valkyrie join LIJ.
There was rumor that they wanted him for New Japan a couple of months ago. That'd be boss. There's rumors that they wanted Killer Cross. So he could be someone like, he could be New Era. He could be BCOG. But
yeah, well, because I feel like Johnny could work as a junior.
Yeah.
Right, and at the same time, while he's over there, Taya can do a tour with Stardom as well, and so it's win-win for everyone because I get to see Taya in Stardom as well. So, that's my left field prediction. If you want to go left field, like I think Shingo is probably the best choice, but if you want to go left field, I'm going to say Johnny something. Maybe he'll be Johnny. Ingobernable. Johnny Ingobernable.
Okay, so our realistic options are Shingo for you, Kawato for me. Okay, that's my genuine pick. That just makes sense to me. Okay.
Sounds good. And LIJ win the match.
My left field is Sho and Yo. Your left field is Johnny and Taya.
Yeah. And of course, LIJ win the
Yes.
match.
Definitely. Then,
Absolutely. Unless if it's Show and Yo, then it will be a no contest because... Yeah, but anyway, moving on. Evil versus Zack Sabre Jr. So this match obviously has been set up in previous shows, and we're going to have Evil versus Zack Sabre Jr. 1-on-1. I'm going to pick Evil to win this one. I think he gets the redemption, gets the win back.
I'm going to go with Evil as well because that match is placed straight after the LIJ Chaos match. And I believe LIJ stay out there and help Evil regain, not help, but, stay out there for the support.
IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship Tournament Final. Kushida versus Marty Scurll. Who wins?
Holy shit.
Marty Scurll. We got Marty Scurll, right? We've had Marty Scurll from the beginning.
We have. I'm going to say Marty Scurll, but hey, is Kushida the 5th LIJ member and get the championship? Anyway, no, but no,
Yeah.
It's going to be a great match, but no, I'm going Marty on this.
Alrighty, so speeding things along because we're running out of time here. Hiroshi Tanahashi, Jay White. This one is for the contract for the Tokyo Dome match. We've got to go with Tanahashi retaining here, right?
Yes, I hesitated because if it's ever going to happen, Jay White's not lying when he says New Japan don't want 2 Gaijins in the final. He's not lying because I'm guaranteed they don't want that.
Yeah.
But
No, I don't see 2 Gaijins headlining the Dome show. I just don't see it happening.
But yeah, no, I'm saying with Hiroshi Tanahashi, but I'm not.
Well, they're already building the match with
But
Tanahashi
I
and
wouldn't be
Omega.
surprised to see Jay White win if he does. I wouldn't be surprised. Like if it does happen, I'm not going to be like, oh my god, that's a massive shock. I'm staying with Tanahashi.
I would class it as a huge shock.
It's the next one's going to be very interesting.
Triple threats. We don't see these very often in New
I
Japan.
don't think there's ever been a multi-man IWGP heavyweight match. Never. And the tag titles and juniors sometimes. I don't know how many multiple people heavyweight title matches there are, but this...
Right. Well, we'd have to fact check that. But this one is Kenny Omega, Cody Rhodes, Kota Ibushi. Who do you pick coming out of this one?
Logic says Kenny, but is Cody in there for a story?
Right. I don't think Cody wins it. I think Kenny Omega gets the win. I think Cody's there to eat the pin. I think Cody's just there to make it so that we're not wasting the Kenny Omega Kota Ibushi match because they needed to do it because of the G1 result, but Cody's there to just sort of make it a little bit different.
Could you go left field and go Kota for the win?
That would be less shocking than Cody, but...
With Cody costing Kenny?
And then what? That leads to Kenny versus Cody at the Kingdom... That leads to Kenny versus Cody at Kingdom for the US title?
Maybe, and Kota versus Tana? No.
I don't think anyone wants to see that. No, I think we stay the course with Kenny versus Tana, and Kenny walks out with the title here. And that does it for King of Sportscast. Is there anything else you want to talk about, Mikey?
No. I'm just very excited for this weekend, for our WWE Heavy Weekend, and
It's going to be a big one.
I mean, how much stuff are we missing out on this weekend around the world that we're going to have to catch up on Monday? Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, with that, I'm going to let the people know where to find you.
That's Big Boy with an extra Y on Twitter. Sorry, I do this all the time. It's at Big Boy.
Every time. It's at Big Boy with an extra Y on Facebook, at Big Boy on Twitter.
Thank you.
Which it's actually at Big Boy _EST. I went to at you this
God.
week, and yeah,
It is too.
it's at Big Boy _EST86 on Twitter. I am at Greg Unchained on Twitter, at the Greg Unchained on Instagram. We collectively are the B Plus Wrestle on Twitter because wrestling wouldn't fit the B Plus Wrestling everywhere else. Check us out. Give us a like, share, subscribe, comment, 5-star review on iTunes because we love wrestling. You love wrestling. It's what we want to do. We want to spread the love. Give us that 5-star review if you feel so inclined. And thank you. Thank you so much for listening.
Hold one. Arm drag.
You're not doing this. Get out. Let me tell you a personal story about Vince McMahon.
You just made the list.
So, no speak English.
Goodbye and good night. Hold two. Arm bar.
This is the worst town I've ever been in.
It's still real to me, damn it. Coming. Hold three. covered.